Hello, everybody. This is Joshua Hayes at BigWaveTrading.com coming to you with the stock market wrap up for August 3rd that you can use for August 4th. First off, I want to let everybody know that my multiple sclerosis attack that lasted a full 3 weeks, longest one ever. I do apologize, everybody. There's nothing I can do. I really try my best. I honestly do. And I think subscribers, you guys know this. So anyway, I'm going to just go ahead and say that I'm healed finally. My feet and legs look normal, so hopefully I'll be around now all the time, except for whenever my girlfriend tells me not to be around. First off, the NASDAQ, I tell you what, it's hard to argue with the market that closes bar close, bar high, high day close, 2008.61. It's hard to argue with that. Also, it's a very bullish thing to see it break out on a closing basis beyond that, basically, as you can see right here, ascending base that it was forming right here. It was kind of looking like the pennant might turn out to go down because it failed at an intraday breakout above the line, and then on the very next day, it also closed 2 points below the open, which was the second day in a row that happened. So that kind of made me a little nervous of wanting to load up on anything. Of course, I took long yesterday. The good news is that one of the stocks I was already long, my first biggest and second biggest position, both look good. And then my third position did great today, and that's great. That's what I want to see. But NASDAQ, 1.52%, close the eye day. Anything to be troubled about? Two things to be troubled about. Look at the volume. Is this average volume or well above average volume or even above average volume? No, it's below average on the breakout. Never a great sign to see. It's not horrible. Let's go with the trend. That's what's most important. You can probably draw a line connecting right here also, and you can see that everything is just right there right now. Move that over there. Okay, so I can't do that. It won't let me do that. Okay, so as you can see right here, even with the uptrend, it was on its like last little, I guess it's going to do whatever it wants to do anyway. It's right at the 50-day moving average along with the uptrend line in the breakout. So if this thing doesn't work, it'll be going down below two very important trend lines. The breakout trend line, the old highs, intraday high of 2009.81. Really? 2009.81. Wow, so it still hasn't even made a new high yet. That can't be. 2008.61, 2009.81. Oh, well, that is what it is. So it still hasn't broken out yet, but on a closing basis it has. So it's closing at a new high. Green Bob's pretty. The longs that we have is pretty. I mean, here's some of the gains that we have. 50%, 28%, 24%, 149%, 41%, 81%, 54%, 143%, 21%, 21%, 38%, 32%, 54%, 55%, 51%, 31%, 48%. I'm going to go and stop there since the March lows. So while the NASDAQ's doing well, very well, it's up 58%. That 58% is actually beating one of my best longs. However, I just bought that long right here in July. And as you can see from the very first buy to now, it's up 53%. And from here, it's up 49%. One of my best looking charts, OMN, this is when we went long, or when I went long. Some of you guys probably went a day before and you made even more money. You'd be up 98% now. However, me, I'm up around 80% right now. So, but still, this wasn't a perfect looking chart by far. I mean, I didn't even get to load up in this one, especially with this little doohickey move on the 24th in there. So, kind of disappointed I didn't get more of this stock, but you know what? It never set up in a beautiful, beautiful formation like Rhino almost did. I mean, Rhino's base right here, even whenever it quote perfect breakout or best breakout it sent right here. My biggest problem is that this base is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days long. So even with the near high day close, I was nervous. Well, that was stupid on my part because immediately the huge volume comes in confirming that it should have moved. So I should have gone in and bought more here. But I didn't, and look at what it's cost me. It cost me another, add 3%, 33%. So I could have had a whole bunch with a 33% gain, 49% gain, and a 53% gain. But instead I didn't. Still, it is one of my bigger positions still. And then let's see. I'm going to go do the New York Stock Exchange now. Show you that now that I've shown you the stocks that are important. See the NYSE breaking out to a higher high. Oh, wait. I forgot to tell you what the second problem was with the NASDAQ. Look at the relative strength line. What is it doing? Let me go ahead and print that screen. Go over to here and put that on there so I can do this for you with a line. What is its relative strength line doing right now? Look at this little flag pattern it's in. Moving down while price is doing what? Moving up. So here we have an uptrend. Before we had an uptrend in the relative strength line, but now recently it's lagging. So if it's lagging, what is now leading? Well, it's the New York Stock Exchange. It was up 2.20% today. However, once again, look at the volume. Very weak. And don't forget also, its relative strength line was doing weak. While it broke out to a new high, look at where its relative strength line was. Let's go ahead and show this to you. Do this on the paint too. I like doing this. All right, so here's the line. So there's the relative strength line. At the same time, as you can see, the breakout to higher highs. Price is moving up here, and the relative strength line was moving up there. However, during this slight downtrend, you can see the relative strength line took a much steeper decline than the price did. So that's what put the relative strength line in such a weak position. However, now, with the New York Stock Exchange now starting to take a lead over the NASDAQ, it could indicate we're near the end of the run, or it could just mean that they're just going to flip-flop. Well, I don't know. For me, I'm going to take my buys and sell signals from the indexes and charts, and right now I have 108 longs, which is for the most normal people. That's like having 10 to 11. But I've been doing this for a long time, and I know how to spread it out, and I have very low commissions. I don't pay more than $2.50 to probably the max ever is $5 per trade. I always make sure that my trades are $5 or less. I keep it very cheap. So anyway, bottom line is the percentages work. Whenever I get perfect charts, I'll put 25% into a Rhino that has at least a base of 15 days long, not 11. If the base was this long, and then you had the breakout of that day, if this would have been a breakout from a base that started in early June, and if it would have had Max Green Bop that whole way and it would have had the volume like it did, are you kidding me? Even not being at the 50-day moving average, I would load up. That's why one of my almost biggest longs is a very cheap stock breaking out of a beautiful long base. Subscribers probably know what it is. So anyway, NYSE not good. Got the lower volume the day before. NASDAQ not good with the lower volume the day before. However, the New York Stock Exchange 2.20% gain. NASDAQ 1.52% gain. You can't argue with that. So let's see how much time I have. Good. I can show you some things. Let's look at gold. What's gold looking like? Still looking bullish, up 0.22%. Can you guys tell I'm healthier just by the way I'm talking, by the way? Silver up 2.23%. Wowie, wow, wow. And let's look at Zeus, which is a steel and iron metals mining company that I like that made me a lot of money. Not a lot of money, but back in 2005, it set up into a base. I'll show you really quick, guys. That was very easy for me to load up on because it seemed very apparent to me that this stock was ready to rocket. So here, just gets above the 50-day moving average. It's a little bit more risky then. And right here, I start to see the move, and I look at a weekly, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's ready to move again. So the weekly is what made me extremely bullish on Zeus here, and I went ahead and bought early here and then loaded up here on this breakout, and then, boom, up 11%. And as you can see, as it moved up, it held on very well. Of course, you start taking profits there, and you can see what we have after our first profit-taking round. 29% gain, very well. No reason, of course, sell it all. Holds on. Now, close below the 50-day moving average. I have to sell some. What do I get out of it? With that last sell, 24%. But as you can see, it came right back up, started to move higher again, and that's when it ended right there. Of course, that was the final amount of all of it now. And let's see, 48% gain, so wasn't that bad. And from the day earlier, it was 55%. But let's say if I would have waited for the green bop then, I would have only gotten 33%, and I probably wouldn't have bought it because I chased it. So very interesting just to see the little change that I made. Like ERS, oh, it doesn't exist anymore. That's sad. So ERS was also another big one for me in 2005. It was actually up 550%, but I sold half of it before it went on to do its huge run. Last one I want to look at is Platinum. Ooh, beautiful. Look, Green Bop. You rarely get to see that. Look at that. Last time I saw Green Bop was in 2007, and here it is again. Nice. Silver. When was the last time I saw Green Bop in silver? Yeah, I remember it being recent. Yep, so it's not that big of a deal at all. Gold, of course, still yellow, but it's a yellow metal, so whatever. How's that dollar looking, everybody? How's our country doing? Oh, that doesn't look too good, does it? So not only does it break down below this trend line, it now gets to break down below that trend line. Also, in this like little area that it was in, it isn't too far extended the downside yet, so don't expect an upside reversal The first major breakdown was right here. That was very bad. The second major breakdown was right there. That was very bad. And then, of course, the very last bastion of hope was broken yesterday. And then today, breaking down below the neckline. So it looks like, let me get rid of all those lines now to show you that it appears this was my left shoulder. Oh, come on. My left shoulder, my head, my right shoulder. Completely looks like a head and shoulder top that worked out completely well. Dollar stinks. I'm not a dollar bull. I am a gold bull, and I'm a big bull for our stock market. All right, I'm going to go and wrap it up here. I'll be back with part 2 for subscribers, going over our 3 new longs, our add to our beautiful chart, and then also I'm going to go over the sells, which we only have 1 full sell out of over 100 longs. That's dang bullish. It's good to be back, everybody. Aloha.